Hello, Recap Writer here. Today, we are diving into an action war movie called Blood Diamond. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The story starts in Sierra Leone during the 1990s, amidst the country's brutal civil war. We are introduced to a local fisherman, Solomon Vandy, and his son Dia, in a quiet and seemingly peaceful village. The scene shifts to a violent attack on a village by rebel forces, RUF, who are notorious for their use of child soldiers and their involvement in the illegal diamond trade. They begin to murder, abduct, and burn down homes, taking control of the area. Solomon and his family are caught in the chaos. Amidst the chaos, Solomon tries to save the family, but was separated from them after an enemy rebel pounced on him. Solomon is then sent to work in the diamond mines, after narrowly escaping a brutal fate of getting his hands chopped, which a common fate for civilians during the war. We are introduced to the rebel Captain Poison, who shoots at a local as he tries to hide the diamond in his mouth, when no one was looking. The story then shifts to Danny Archer, a mercenary and diamond smuggler with deep connections to both the RUF and the government forces in Sierra Leone. He has a reputation for being ruthlessly efficient, and he thrives in the chaos of the civil war, and has spent years profiting from the diamond trade by smuggling diamonds out of the country and selling them on the black market. After returning from a diamond transaction with Captain Zero, Archer disguised himself as a journalist to smuggle diamonds hidden in the skin of goats into Liberia, but was caught and arrested by patrol guards. At the mining site one morning, Solomon discovers a pink diamond in the river and was figuring a way to have the diamond all for himself. Suddenly, a nearby water pipe burst, and as everyone's attention turned to the explosion, Solomon takes advantage of the distraction and hides the diamond between his toes. He then pretended to use the washroom to slip away, but suddenly was stopped by Captain Poison for an inspection. Solomon reached an open field and removed the diamond from his toes to bury it, but suddenly, a gun barrel is pressed against his head. Captain Poison ordered him to hand the diamond over, but at that moment, government forces stormed in. Captain Poison was blown away by the explosion of a grenade. Solomon sees the opportunity and hides the diamond before he is captured by the government troops. Both Solomon and Captain Poison are incarcerated in Freetown, along with Danny Archer. In prison, Solomon discovered the captain was not killed in the blast, and he was in prison with him. Captain Poison also recognized Solomon and shouted loudly, he is offering $1,000 to anyone who finds the diamond on him. Solomon, however, told the captain he has destroyed his family and his home, and there is no diamond on him. This statement successfully deceived everyone, but Archer wasn't fooled before Captain Poison was taken away. Archer was bailed out of prison by his boss, but quickly arranged for Solomon to be bailed out too. Archer sterilized a knife with strong liquor, then used it to pry open his own tooth. After a few tabs, he removed his teeth and was later revealed he hid one diamond in his teeth before he was caught. He was a very ruthless smuggler, trafficking raw diamonds from Africa. Locally, these diamonds were worth little, but once they reached Europe, they were monopolized and packaged by capitalists, skyrocketing their value hundreds of times over. Solomon was bailed out of prison. Once free, the first thing he thought of was his family. But after searching for a long time, he couldn't find them, and the local staff informed him they couldn't help him too. Just when he thought everything was over, Archer approached him and told him he was the one who bailed him and claims he can help him find the diamond. But Solomon didn't trust him, stating they will abandon him after getting what he wants. At that moment, the rebels suddenly attacked the city. Archer took the opportunity to urge Solomon to make a decision, claiming he will help Solomon find his family, and they will split the diamond 50-50. Left with no other choice, Solomon agreed for now. The two had to escape the city under relentless rebel fire. Archer led Solomon to safety. Meanwhile, the rebels recklessly shoots any civilian they come across. Later that night, Archer and Solomon continues their journey until the next morning. At a rebel-controlled checkpoint, Archer pretended to be a prisoner to approach the rebels, but suddenly caught them off guard, allowing them to escape the war zone. The two then reached a refugee camp to help Solomon find his family, but the government officials there refused to help. Luckily, Archer found Maddie Bowen, an American journalist he knew before. Maddie once wanted to learn about blood diamonds and was curious as to why Sierra Leone has not exported any diamonds for 2 years, and neighboring Liberia has exported $2 billion worthwhile, not having any diamonds in the first place. She knows Archer is selling to Vandy and wants his help to expose the entire conflict diamond trade. But Archer refused her then. But now, Archer revealed the truth to her. He lied. He wants to help Solomon find his family. In exchange, he will provide her evidence of the illicit diamond trade. Maddie is able to track down UN databases and find Solomon's family in a refugee camp in Guinea. With her help, they took a helicopter to the refugee camp in Guinea. Solomon was able to find his wife and daughter, but was informed his son Dia has been captured by the rebel forces in Sierra Leone. Solomon became furious because he knew his son would be brainwashed and trained into a killing machine, only to die on the battlefield. On the other hand, Maddie lashes out at Archer, saying that she can only write about victims unless she has a witness, facts, photos, and bank account numbers that can prove the trade in conflict diamonds. Archer agrees to provide everything, but after he has the chance to sell the pink diamond to secure his own future. Solomon, thinking of his son's grim fate, he decided to return to the war zone to find him. This decision also aligned with Archer's plan, as it gave him the chance to get the pink diamond. So, the two joined a group of journalists heading to the war zone. But as soon as they crossed the border, they were hit by a barrage of rebel gunfire. The rebels attacked them like they were real enemies, killing all the journalists in the truck. Archer, seeing the magnitude of the situation, pushed the dead driver out of the truck and drove it into the forest until it got crashed into a tree. He led Solomon and Maddie into the jungle. The trio trekked through the African jungle for a day and a night. Suddenly, they were confronted by armed African men. The man thought they were government operatives. But before things could escalate, Solomon negotiated with him, saving their lives. The next day, they find a route on foot through the jungle territory where local militia protect their own villages. We are introduced to Benjamin, a local NGO who runs a school for decapitated children rescued from RUF. The trio settled there for the night and decided to leave the following day. The NGO caretaker Benjamin is shot while driving the trio to Kono, where Colonel Coetzee and his private army, contracted by the Sierra Leone government, prepare to repulse the rebel offensive at the camp. Archer helps Maddie to lure a guard, giving him the chance to steal supplies from Colonel's camp. After bidding farewell, Archer gives Maddie his diary and puts her on the plane out of Sierra Leone. While Maddie gets out with her story, the two men set out for Captain Poison's encampment alone. Solomon, desperate to find Dia, checks every RUF patrol along the way to see if Dia is a part of it. Many times, he puts Archer's life in danger, including one night, he saw Dia and begins to shout his name, exposing themselves for them. Enemy rebel. A chase began, but Archer strategically hid both of them, evading the enemy's relentless pursuit. The next morning, the duo got into an abandoned village and asks a local directions, where he confirms they are on the right path. After a brief argument between the duo, Archer understood that Solomon holds himself responsible for being a bad father. They finally reach the mine, where Solomon has hidden the diamond. Dia, stationed with the ERUF garrison there, is confronted by Solomon, but having been brainwashed, he refuses to acknowledge his father. Solomon is captured by Captain Poison, who wants Solomon to hand over the diamond to him. Archer sneaks to the camp and radios the site's coordinates to Coetzee, who directs a combined air and ground assault on the camp. Solomon finds Captain Poison and beats him to death with a shovel as the mercenaries overwhelm the RUF defenders. Coetzee then forces Solomon to produce the diamond, but Archer realizes Coetzee would eventually kill them both after getting what he wants. So he teamed up with Solomon and killed Coetzee and his soldiers. Dia holds the pair briefly at gunpoint. It seemed all hope was lost, and the duo will be killed, but Solomon confronts Dia again and cleanses him by revealing who he really was, sparking Dia's memory. After calling his pilot to pick them up on top of a hill, the trio ascends the hill to reach Safety, pursued by vengeful mercenaries. Archer discloses he has been mortally wounded and entrusts the stone to Solomon, telling him to take it for his family. Solomon objects, but Archer insists he should leave without him. Solomon and his son rendezvous with Archer's pilot, who flies them to safety, while Archer makes a final phone call to Maddie. They share final farewells as he asks her to assist Solomon and gives her permission to finish her article. Archer finally takes down some of the mercenaries until he ran out of bullets. He then took the beautiful African landscape before dying. Solomon arrives in London and meets with Simmons, a Vanda Kayap representative. He exchanges the pink diamond for a large sum of money and being reunited with his entire family. His family was later transferred to London. Maddie takes photographs of the deal to publish in her article on the diamond trade, exposing Vanda Kayap's criminal actions. Solomon Vandy appears as a guest speaker at a conference on blood diamonds in Kimberley and is met with a standing ovation. The movie ends where it was revealed that in 2003, in Johannesburg, as many as 40 countries signed the Kimberley Process Agreement to handle the sale of illegal diamonds. Subscribe to the channel for more videos. Turn on notifications and leave a like. Thanks for watching.